Data analytics is being used in many industries today to enhance growth and productivity. But can data analytics help athletes? We'll hear from two Canadian Olympians who are excited about the new partnership between SAS and the Canadian Olympic Committee to provide data that can improve athletes' performance. All this and more in today's show. Welcome to Whirlwind Radio Podcast. This is Marcelo Sugbio. Microsoft will be releasing an update to Cortana on Android, which will give you access to Cortana on your phone's lock screen. If you're a fan of Cortana, then with this new update, you will have a much cleaner and better looking Cortana app designed on your Android phone. This updated version will give you access to Cortana by a single swipe. Microsoft will be releasing an update to Cortana on Android, which will give you access to Cortana on your phone's lock screen. If you're a fan of Cortana, then with this new update, you will have a much cleaner and better looking Cortana app on your Android phone. Microsoft is already testing this new feature as part of a beta program, which will be coming out in a few weeks. By opening Cortana after the new update is installed, you'll be asked to enable Cortana on lock screen. And by clicking on the Add Cortana to my lock screen button, it will give you the feature on your phone. Now, after that is done, the Cortana logo will appear at the bottom of your lock screen, and you can swipe the logo left or right to open the Cortana panel. From here, you can ask Cortana anything you want to or to get your updates. Now, what's cool about this is with this new update, Cortana will work on your existing lock screen on your Android phone, so you don't need to get a custom lock screen app. The bad side of this is, by having Cortana on your lock screen, it gives anyone access to your data without having to unlock your phone. Now, the bad side of this is, by having Cortana on your lock screen, it gives anyone access to your data without having to unlock your phone. Now, that is not what we want, I'm sure. Hopefully, Microsoft will add a feature to hide sensitive information from Cortana on the lock screen, but as of now, in the beta stage, this is not available. Data analytics is widely used by businesses to boost their bottom line, by law enforcement agencies to track down crime rings, and by scientists to better understand weather patterns and climate changes. But could it be used by athletes? The Canadian Olympic Committee believes analytics can help Canadian athletes improve their performance. On Tuesday, the COC announced a partnership with data analytics software giant SAS. Whirlwind Radio was on hand to witness the announcement of this new partnership, and according to Chris Overholt, CEO and Secretary General of the Canadian Olympic Committee, this partnership is most likely the very first such partnership between a national Olympic organization and a software vendor. Through this partnership, SAS, as a leading analytics company, will provide the technology and expertise to help boost athlete performances through data-driven decision-making, which will give our athletes the advantage to win more medals. Nestor Aureliano from Whirlwind Radio spoke with two Canadian Olympians, bobsled athlete Heather Moyse, a two-time Olympic champion, and Adam van Koeverden, canoer and kayaker, a four-time Olympic medalist, and how data analytics can help athletes. Here is clip one with Heather Moyse.
Hi Heather, you were talking earlier about how your game is sort of 1 in 1,000 second and millimeters. And could you just recount how that day when you said you just stepped about maybe a few centimeters?
Yeah, well, I mean, bobsledding is a sport that's won or lost by hundredths of a second, and even just an inch or half an inch or a centimeter makes can make a difference on those hundredths of a second. I mean, for me, pushing at the start of a bobsled track, if I don't fully extend my legs off the block, then I've probably just lost a hundredth of a second. If I don't put my first step down on the ice in the right spot, if I've overreached by just an inch, or if I've, understepped by an inch, I could very well just have lost a hundredth or more than that of a second because I won't have the optimal direction for applying force onto the ice to get the most explosive power I can out of my steps. So, I mean, being able to get more knowledge and more feedback on that stuff can be crucial to winning or losing a race.
Yeah, how do athletes today do that to make sure that they've got the right stance, they push their power out at the right moment? Is technology right now involved in that, or able to help you?
Oh, I think I'm excited to see I'm excited about the potential of where technology can help that area for sure. But I mean, right now, a lot of it is about feel and about video analysis. Like, we'll just look at a video, and by analysis, really, it's just putting it in slow motion and trying to figure out, angles and stuff like that. So it's there's definitely room for growth, and I'm excited, and so which makes this an exciting partnership.
Yeah, I don't know. You were saying you're not a data scientist, but you must have seen earlier the exhibition that SAS had about visual analytics, and
we were backstage, so we didn't see the details of that. But I mean, we got kind of a release of information before we came, and it's exciting to read about.
And here now is Olympian Adam van Koeverden. Roll clip 2.
Hi, Adam. Thank you very much for agreeing to do this interview. Yeah, well, earlier you were talking about how your sport is played in won or lost in the thousandths, 1/1000 second. Yes. So, with the use of technology, how do you think technology like SAS analytics can help you improve your game?
Well, as I was saying, yeah, it is a sport that is often won by tiny little margins, and I think the biggest thing is adding confidence to an athlete's preparedness. So allowing an athlete to get to the start line fully prepared and very, very confident in the fact that they've gone through absolutely every little nook and cranny and not left any stone unturned with regards to their prep. And this is another layer of that, making sure that athletes are prepared and feeling like they're very, very prepared. A mathematician will tell you that confidence is something that's measured statistically. But confidence is very important for an athlete as well too. So I think it plays into both aspects of confidence.
You were recounting how you used to train in wooden kayak and how you measured your performance. Can you recount that again for us?
Yeah, certainly. So I used to use a Timex watch on the front of my boat to time our workouts, and it was an old wooden kayak made in Denmark. And those boats are still used, and some people still use Timex watches in the front of their boats, but as soon as you get to the point where you're just trying to shave off hundreds of thousands of seconds, you start to adopt techniques that require you to get a little bit deeper into the numbers. You want to measure the amount of weight on your paddle and the pressure on your stroke. You want to measure exactly how many strokes you're taking every 10 seconds in the race. That requires technology, and then the know-how and how to utilize that technology and measure those numbers effectively. So that's, I think, where SAS is going to come in and help us out.
Have you investigated, or have you found out how they intend to do this right now, or?
I think it depends on the sport, and it depends on every sport's desire and what they think they require. I think SAS will be going and asking the sports what kind of data they'll find important to them, rather than just going to the sport and telling them exactly what they need. I think there's opportunities here for considering how we fund sports, considering how we attract new talent, considering how we talent ID to how many strokes we take in a race. And it's not just about the raw numbers of the performance, it's also about there's funding aspects that I think will be considered. There's lots of different there's just a deeper level of intelligence around what we do.
So as we have heard, analytics will help athletes be better prepared, and this partnership is very exciting. for athletes, and more so to help Canada win more medals in future games. And we'll close with a story that you may want to keep an eye out for, especially if you are using Windows. If you're using Google Chrome, you could be lured into downloading a malware that looks like a fix for corrupted fonts. Hackers are finding their way into poorly protected websites, according to security firm Proofpoint, to insert JavaScript. Once Chrome users visit these sites, the script causes unrecognizable characters that make all text unreadable on the web page. Once this happens, a fake Chrome box pops up, informing users that they need to download a file that looks like a font installer package, which is really a click fraud adware, which loads hidden ads and clicks on them automatically, putting money into their pockets of those that are responsible for this malware. This sort of adware is not terribly dangerous, but cyber criminals have used this sort of attack to unleash far worse things in the past, such as ransomware. If you're using a Mac, then you're safe from this for now, as it appears that the Chrome browser on Windows in Canada, the UK, the US, and Australia are currently being targeted. But that doesn't mean that this sort of attack cannot be implemented in other countries and operating systems. That's all that we have for you today. From the team at Whirlwind, this is Marcelo Sugdeo saying stay safe in the technology whirlwind.